Alright, a couple of weeks ago we went and grabbed this plug to pull it out of the wall, and yow, it was hot. So that prompted us to take a look at this, and we determined it's not the receptacle, it's actually the pre-molded plug cord end. So there it is, and looks great, it's molded, and there it goes. We cut it off and put a new cord end on, and then did our temperature measurements, and we cured that issue. So when this happened, we started to say, hey, let's look at some of these things a little closer thermally, and these terminations where the cord comes in look great, but when we measured them, they were kind of warm. So we said, well, we got a new top for this kiln. This kiln in particular happens to be, the top is cracked like no other. So the new top has come in. We said we'll do these connections when the top comes, which brings us to the rest of the story. Maybe a week ago, when this thing was operating, I decided, let's measure it and see how those things are going. The measurement's about 140 degrees on these three legs. Of course, if you look real close, the red is obviously burnt. And since they're about 50 degrees over ambient, that translates to about 100 watts of loss per leg, or 300 watts. So it's a big waster. Now, when wire heats up, that adds electrons to it and actually raises the resistance of the wire, which then makes it heat up more. And then, of course, it corrodes as well, and this ends up to be thermal runaway. And while we were looking at this real close, I said, whoa, look at this. Look at this cord grip, and look at what they did to the cord to get it through this undersized cord grip. So that's going to be a Where's Waldo. So just to explain, we know it's these three wires, and I'll highlight them for you, L1, L2, and L3. So the fix for this is replace the whole cord, or the early fix is let's cut these back probably by a foot, get to clean copper, and then we're going to install connectors. Now, we don't have appropriate crimps for this. These crimps look great, but obviously everything's heating up, so we're going to put some military spec lugs on that are set screw. And they're already on order, but they'll fit the number 6 stranded that's there. And then we'll cut the wire back, and actually this undersized cord grip right there gives us an opportunity to cut this cord all the way back to here. So this was installed by a qualified tech, and they did a pretty nice job. But this is an electrical no-no. So this cord that was rated for 90 degrees C on the outside is no longer rated that way when you skin away half the insulation. So just a lesson. It's not a terrible install, but you'd have to look really close to go, wait a minute. And if this was an electrician, he probably would have went out to his truck and got one of these and just put it on. So we're going to do that. We're going to cut it all back. We're going to make it all tidy and show you each step of the way, not real complicated, and then we'll do some thermal scans and show you the results, and it should be a pretty simple repair. As far as this kiln goes now, it's too hot, and so the danger is this is going to continue to get worse. So now we have to take it out of service, and now we can't wait for our new lid, which means we'll take it out of service for the new lid as well. But that's life. We'd rather have safety and no fires. So it is what it is. But we'll take you through the repair. It's pretty simple, and hopefully it'll help you. Hopefully you find it useful. And we'll add to this video as we do it. I'll only add a couple minutes because the repairs are nothing. Then we'll put it back up. But for now, you know what we're doing, you know what our plan is, you know what we've ordered, and hopefully you find this video useful, and hopefully you'll watch the repair video as well.